I doubt I need an introduction.
Enjoy the ride!
Hello everybody, this is your boy Just Saying Rex, or should I say, hello Rexlanders, yeah, no. Okay, so this is what my channel was initially supposed to be made for. I wanted to sit down and watch, binge, eat, play, and then review, so whether it was a movie, a TV series, a game, or yes, even food. Yes, I said food. Eventually I thought, why stop there? And I'm currently thinking of more content to include in my channel, so bear with me. Now, just because my name has Sane and Rex in it does not mean the sole content will be Dragon Ball Z and dinosaur related, obviously, but fret not.
Rex, you don't have DBZ or dino content.
Yet. This video will officially be the first dinosaur content video in which I will be reviewing Netflix's Camp Cretaceous. Now, I would like to point out that everything I say in these review videos are entirely my opinion, and if you do not share said opinion and would like to engage in insulting me in the comments, saying,
"No, this was amazing," during asshole.
I'm terribly sorry, but I honestly don't care. Before getting into this, I want to state for the record that I've been told that I'm a very, very harsh critic. I am not easily impressed. I'm a tad cynical. I hate ooey-gooey love stories and predictable plots. I will critique even things I enjoy because I refuse, in any shape or form, to give in to ill-written, mediocre, cookie-cutter styles of entertainment. My standards are always sky high, so if I ever give something praise, it probably means it's at least decent. Everyone has different tastes and we don't react to the same flavors the same way. I like coconut. Some people are allergic. Some people are wrong. My point is, dear viewers, don't feel too angry about my reviews if I start tearing your favorite movie apart, or worse, your favorite game, because no one's allowed an unpopular opinion in this community anymore, apparently. I apologize for this monologue. Now, let's get this started. Netflix's Camp Cretaceous. What can I say about this fun, wholesome, family-friendly animated Jurassic World series? I thought it was a load of shit. Remember what I said about opinions? Yeah, you may not like this one. Let's start with how I will be rating this series. Since it's dinosaur related, I will use the commonly known method that I myself created of rating it by roars. 10 out of 10 roars is a masterpiece. Now, don't get ahead of yourself. Your favorite whatever will never get that score. I may occasionally use half a growl, or if it's really bad, a compsognathous squeal. I will be rating it based on different aspects, like in this case, animation, plot, characters, and of course, is it binge-worthy or rewatchable. Let's start with what I enjoyed because, well, Benjamin, Yaz, Bumpy, Shiny Paras, full stop. Oh, and that slow motion scene with the Pteranodon. That was pretty cool. What I disliked: cringeworthy humor, the art style, wonky dinosaur movement animations, uninteresting characters, predictability, the kids, and when I say kids, this is a more general critique of the JPJW franchise and the turn I see it's decided to take. Off-screen deaths when apparently no punches were pulled, childish quarrels in the midst of life and death situations, added drama in the midst of life and death situations, especially teenagers bickering back and forth, the Hollywood-esque moral of the story ending, lack of clever plot twists. I mean, I could go on, but let's start dissecting why I enjoyed what I enjoyed first. So this is going to be done fairly quickly since there are only 4 points. Okay, with the Pteranodon scene, I guess 5. Benjamin Ben Pincus is your typical squeamish Karen-raised teenager that's been babied his whole life and is scared of his own shadow. Thanks, Mom and Dad. So his mom basically gets fed up with his whiny bullshit and sends him off to Camp Cretaceous to grow a damn spine because she raised him as a spineless semi-aquatic dolphin. She was able to send Benny Boy to Camp Cretaceous because she works for Jurassic World. I'm still not understanding if this camp is the rated G prehistoric version of Scared Straight, but hey. Now, Benjamin was just cliche in the first couple of episodes. Nothing too special about him. He's basically Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory meets Monk from Monk. Until he meets Bumpy. And at that point, he immediately forgets he's scared of dinosaurs and egg yolk. Since he picks Bumpy up after she hatches and coddles him and yada yada, doesn't use hand sanitizer after that, so he's fixed. Ben was the only character that had some form of character development. The others had either no development or insignificantly. Ben's last efforts show him willing to sacrifice himself for his team, and I think especially for Bumpy because fuck the lot of them. I mean, why Darius was the only one holding on to Ben in the monorail scene when there were literally 3 other people there? I mean, Bumpy's kind of excused because she doesn't have opposable thumbs, but Ugh, that was ridiculous. It really was just to have some form of impact at the end of the season, because season finales need that. Now, the impact of his sacrifice is moot since the boat left without them, and he's basically still alive, but I'm happy he is, or I would have been stuck with the rest of the gang, and let's be honest here. Oh, and fuck with Cream. Yasmina Yaz Fadula. Honestly, not much to say here. She's so badass, they had to give her a sprain to slow her down, or she would have put Toro in a rear naked choke herself, and even while limping, she still outran Toro. Man, this whole season was just disrespect after disrespect to Toro. A high performance athlete, moody, not much of a talker, but when shit goes down, she rises to the occasion. She also wanted nothing to do with the rest of the group, and I applaud her. I wouldn't give them a sip of my water if they were dying of dehydration. Bumpy the baby ankylosaur. Bumpy is short, sweet, and simple. Just the way I like him. With a bit of soy sauce and... What's that? Okay, not food review. So Bumpy is retarded, based on what Dr. Wu said. She has asymmetrical lymph node hepatitis or something. She has one horn bigger than the other. Again, not much to say here. Baby dinosaur. Full stop. Bumpy is the only manner of comedic relief I feel that was actually well implemented, and that is because it was natural. Bumpy is a natural. Now, I'm not going to mention the whole
She's different, but that makes her better
cliche, but it does lead me to wonder how differently she would have been treated by Wu, and if she's the first dinosaur with a birth defect in Jurassic World. I'm also impatient to see her grow, since she supposedly has an even faster accelerated growth rate. Hopefully, she'll be smashing people in no time. Bioluminescent Parasaurolophus. This may be cheesy, but I thought this was very interesting. Either there are also dinosaurs with a birth defect, and this is how Wu treats the bad eggs, by locking them up in a cave in complete isolation with absolutely no sunlight or interaction with other dinosaurs like red-headed stepchildren that forgot to do laundry, or this was purposely done. I think it was purposely done. Darius does suggest it. Now, why do I find this interesting? Well, because it reminds us that these are dinosaurs but accompanied with scientific meddling. It also opens up the possibility of more dinosaurs with genetic modification. Granted, all of them are genetically modified, but you get what I mean. It's cool enough to see a dinosaur, but a glowing crested hadrosaur? Not bad. Just as the Carnotaurus in the book knows how to camouflage, which I must say I'm so disappointed we didn't even see a hint of that when Kenji and Darius were inside the Carno enclosure, I personally think that was a missed opportunity, but yeah. It gives these creatures a bit more than just, oh, reanimated extinct animals, woohoo. I was not expecting shiny paras. If I had a couple master balls, I mean, oh brother. Also the fact they started bullying the group, ganging up on them, intimidating them, stealing their lunch money, ugh. You go, paras. That made me blow air out my nose. Honorable mentions include
the slow motion Pteranodon scene, the Velociraptor resonating chamber in the game Darius was playing, the sass on Henry Wu, antagonist roles given to alternative dinosaurs, various throwbacks to the first movies, Darius making the brachiosaur noise gesture, the comping the caloprod.
But yeah, there you go. I mean, I tried, folks. This is all I could really come up with. Now, on to my favorite part. The violent kicking and screaming dissection of a beloved kids show that unfortunately, seemingly a large portion of this fan base enjoyed. Or some of you are just scared to critique this crumbling franchise in fear of being called a fake fan and that you never liked Jurassic Park in the first place. Let's get this straight right now. I enjoyed 15 minutes of Jurassic World and all 5 minutes of Fallen Kingdom. Both movies are disastrous from all cinematic points of view, and especially when comparing them to the classics. They have little to no uniqueness about them and have to resort to throwbacks and Easter eggs throughout the whole film to say, hey look, we aren't shitting on the franchise and we're still alive! I am a die-hard Jurassic Park fan since I'm 6 years old. I'm 8 years old today. No, but on a more serious note, I will also be reviewing all the Jurassic movies in due time. I had to mention my dislike of the new movies because they tie into this series. I laughed at one scene throughout this entire season, and that was when Ben said the way whipped cream moves. I chuckled. Childish, stupid, but I chuckled nonetheless. The entire season was cringe humor and left me Saitama expression filled. Dave sucks, Sammy sucks, Brampton or Belgium, Brooklyn sucks. Kenji don't get me started, and Darius was literally made not to be funny. Seriously, the LEGO Jurassic World series has more clever humor. I enjoy lighthearted moments and the sly joke here and there, but it needs to be done correctly, not just to fill in certain gaps. Example, this is humor during tense situations done perfectly.
Sarah! Sarah! Sarah Harding! How many Sarahs do you think are on this island?
Now, I'm fully aware that the target audience is children. That is most of what Hollywood targets anyways, but Noctis is about as smart as any 9-year-old and he farted and left. What I'm trying to say in a very awkward fashion is that I'm sick of humor being shoved down my throat when it's not needed, when it's mediocre, when it feels like it's being checked off a list. Serious scene, chase scene, joke. chase scene. It's redundant and poorly written. Now, don't tell me,
Oh, this isn't just for kids. There's some very mature scenes.
then show all of them off screen. I failed to see at any point a graphic, gruesome, bloody scene, and that's not to say that to appeal to mature audiences you need to show violence, but if you tell me you pulled no punches, I humbly ask when and where. Point me to a mature, well thought out scene. I could have guessed a mile away that Sammy's reason for being a spy was because her family's ranch was not doing well financially. Honestly, I guessed this the moment she was revealed as a spy. Darius is the legit cliche Jurassic Park / world dino nerd that we've seen throughout almost all Jurassic movies. Tim, Eric, this thing. It's been done, killed, buried, dug up, buried again, we get it. In this universe, if you're a dino nerd, you're OP. But Darius was so boring as the main character, they needed something to make the audience click with him. His knowledge of dinosaurs wasn't enough, they needed that emotional factor. His father. Up until that point, he lacked as a character and was no different than Tim or Stupid Face here. Take that emotional factor away and he's just a copy. Although I do hate her, making a cliche YouTube star or whatever Brooklyn was a clever idea. It makes her character seem more modern, thus relatable. But there's no depth to her character. She whined for 2 episodes about her phone, blamed Sammy, then it fell out her pocket, and cue moral of the story, gotta be better, and there you go. Sammy essentially put everyone in grave danger and was let off with a slap on the wrist. Great development. Kenji is, I don't even know why he's here, just to make all rich people out to be assholes? He's the literal wealthy snob idiot cliche. When I hear people saying, oh, these characters are well written and deep, I almost fall out of my chair. Granted, it's season 1, but the camp leaders are the most incompetent duo since Team Rocket, but at least Team Rocket were funny. Frankly, I don't know why these children are included in these movies. They get little to no reference in sequels, not even an acknowledgement. We were lucky to get a glimpse of Lex and Tim in the Lost World, but that's it. I know what you're saying. They're side characters. They aren't meant to get any more attention, but I disagree. They were part of the experience. They matter. It's a logical fallacy, and dismissing them as just side characters is lazy. A damn 5-year-old shot an Allosaurus in the eye with a crossbow. Give me a break. The chase scenes with both Indy and Toro were hilariously bad. The whole thing was just,
Oh no, we're being chased. Let's hide here. Wait, before moving, let's throw a rock or hit this thing with a pole to distract them.
cue kids running, cue powerful, aggressive, predatory theropods slipping and smashing into things, and not being able to walk upstairs more efficiently than my 2-month-old kitten is just a bit much. Jurassic Park, The Lost World, hell even Jurassic Park 3, which I'm ashamed that some of you saying this corny garbage is better than, and I hate Jurassic Park 3, seem like entirely different universes. On to the visuals. Most of you probably know this. This is amateur work, yet I do applaud you, good sir or madam, because you most definitely did not have the same budget, the same team behind you, and yet this looks vastly better than the entire season. That also reminds me of the lack of dinosaur on dinosaur battles during this season. Y'all better have a fight in season 2 on screen. The human models and the dinosaur models don't look like they're part of the same dimension. Some of the scenery looks so realistic, then you got a shot of Kenji, the failed Sims experiment, and you don't know what you're watching anymore. Kind of ruined my immersion. This is Camp Cretaceous. This is Jurassic World Evolution. One is a pitiful display that should have been severely polished before release, and the other is a game. Something that requires you to be a lot more interactive. Please someone mod the Camp Cretaceous gang into Jurassic World Evolution to prove this point. Let's not get carried away with the,
Oh, but this doesn't look that bad. Oh, it looks good.
the Jurassic Park the game looks better. This overall looks like something Nintendo would release. I mean, seriously, this came out 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Jeez. I mean, I don't know if I'm too harsh or is everyone easily impressed? Look at this. Look at the intensity. And do I have to remind everyone this was a Disney movie? Disney? Next, the dinosaur movement animations were bearable for the most part. I can't seem to forget the paras. Looked like they were glitch moving in the herd scene. Also, a damn para jumped from on top of a truck at least 15 feet downwards and didn't shatter its femur. Well, that's more about realism, but hey, come on. The brackies looked weird. Where were the galleys? Am I the only one who missed the galleys? I probably did. In short, even though this has been pretty long, if you're a kid, you'll probably enjoy this. If you have standards like I do, you forced yourself to watch this like Gordon Ramsay forces himself to take a bite out of food he knows is disgusting. This is pandering to the highest levels, and it's been pandering since 2015. I assume a lot of fans are just going with it, and deep down they know it'll never ever stand up to the classical masterpieces we were given in the 90s. Heck, I could even force myself to watch this a second time just to confirm my thoughts after I publish this, but I've suffered enough for one day. Dishonorable mentions include
No Dimorphodons in the breakout scene. Henry Wu wasn't sassy enough. Why the Raptor paddock wasn't under heavy surveillance is beyond me. Not sending these kids back after the second incident. No Ian Malcolm. Ben still being alive was too predictable. Nobody held on to Ben. I've mentioned this, but what the hell? Kenji's a dumbass. Also mentioned this. Dave sucks. This too. Sammy having time to grab a sample from the Sinoceratops without being seen by one person and 5 of them were present.
And I could go on, but I think that's it for now. Hey, again, this is my opinion. Don't worry. I'm probably not the only one. If anyone has a movie, video, book, game that they'd like me to review, just suggest it in the comments and give me some time to get through it. And I'll probably bash the hell out of it too. This is Just Saying Rex, signing off. I love you, even if you hate me right now.